welcome to another episode of Mind Your Business. I am Ouma Duncan, founder of the Fabulous Woman Network. I love to help my clients accomplish what they thought was impossible through training, coaching, consulting, and events. Speaking of events, come closer. Have you heard that we are having the International Fabulous Women's Conference right here in Ghana, Kumasi, Abu Kese, where Fab Hub Ashanti is located? It's starting from the 4th of March to 7th of March. Yes, 4 strong days of amazing, wonderful stuff. We have a women leaders workshop. We have a conference, the main event itself, and the health symposium. And we are ending it with a tour. Ladies, I am so excited. Yes, I'm nervous, but I'm also excited. Nervous because I'm like, God, is everything going to be okay? Are the lady going to be impacted? Is this going to be a success? Of course, it will be a success to God's glory. And I look forward to having you. Right in the comment or the caption, you will see the link to check out this event. I look forward to having you. Or you can call or WhatsApp us on +233 246 2330 so that we see you. Look, this is International Fabulous Women's Conference. So wherever you are, Ghana, Togo, Malaysia, Egypt, anyway, we look forward to having all of you. Okay, enough of me jabbing. Let's talk about Mind Your Business. So this is my weekly podcast where I get to interview people about business or share content about business so that you and I can continue to create wealth and impact people. Today, ladies, and I know some gentlemen are watching too, I am so happy to interview a very fabulous woman that I've had the opportunity to be in the same mastermind with. So she's part of my Fab Business Mastermind. She's been in for over a year. Before that, she was my coaching client. So we've been talking and helping each other for so long. Her name is Caroline Ouma, and I'm getting to interview her. Let me just read you her bio, brief version of it. She's a counseling psychologist and a FEMM educator living and working in Kenya, although her clients are all over the world. She's a CEO of Managing Families, and her main focus, or her company's main focus, is working with women, specifically teaching them about parenting and how to manage both their reproductive and overall health using fertility awareness. Today's conversation is going to center more around her work as a psychologist and her personal story. And of course, she will share other information, and just sit, relax, grab yourself a cuppa. You might not see me raising my glass or my mug because this is audio, but enjoy this conversation. Yeah. Caroline, thank you so much for making time for me today, all the way from Kenya. First things, I have 2 things I need to say to you first before we even dig in.
Yes.
First, I think you are one of my longest serving coaching clients. We've been together for 1.5 years.
Really?
I have to commend you. I have to commend you because you've been amazing to our mastermind groups, Fab Women in Business group. You are always giving valuable, rich resources. Every time you speak, I'm like, this woman is so knowledgeable. And you just release gems without even trying. So I have to commend you. And there's a second thing. let me keep coming. There's a second thing I need to say. Let me just say this. If anyone listening sees that there's an ad going out about International Fabulous Women's Conference, say thank you to this woman, Caroline. She's the reason, or one of the key reasons we are still going with this. I mean, we've been talking about this for 3-4 months? And
4 months.
I keep pushing the dates, but now I can't do that anymore because I see her face and there's this other woman in the group. I see their faces. I'm like, there is no way we are moving this. No.
We are not moving it, Amma. 4th of March. We are with
yes,
you.
it is happening. And I just have to say thank you. Caroline is like, I don't know what title to give you in the planning committee, but you're like the chief. You make things happen. And she's not even in Ghana. She's all the way in Kenya.
and pushing people's bums in Ghana to move and make decisions.
So just thank you so much and welcome to Mind Your Business.
Finally.
Yes. It's really good to have you and I'm really excited, especially because of the subject matter of this conversation. Now, I know that you're like a woman of multiple gifts. You are amazing with parenting, with mental health, with even business, actually. Like, in another life, I'm sure you are meant to be a business coach because you have, or maybe it's because you read a lot. You have a broad spectrum of understanding of things, and I appreciate that about you. But for today's conversation, I want us to narrow it down to you as a psychologist, your life and even entrepreneurial journey as a psychologist. First of all, what made you decide that, okay, this is what I want to do? What inspired you?
My journey has been very weird. I started off wanting to be a medical doctor.
Oh.
Yes, I wanted to be a gynae. And I was very sure I was going to be a gynae. Then when I went to sign up for medical school, the receptionist had a quota to fill, I guess, for a new product, a new subject they were teaching. So it was biochemistry. So she asked me, are you sure you want to be a doctor? I said, yeah, I'm sure. So she sent me over to the morgue. And then, that was a shocker. So I walked around. I went back to her. I told her, tell me about this course, the new course that you're offering. She said, you didn't like I said, no. I am not going to hang out with dead bodies for 1 year because the first year med school students have to be tearing out and wide open cadavers. I'm like, no, I am not able to manage. Yeah, so I told her, what did you say about the other course? So she said, it's called biochemistry. I'm like, yeah. So I ended up doing biochemistry, and then I thought I'd be a scientist for the rest of my life, but it didn't. Well, God has his ways. It didn't quite work out. Then I ended up working in Barclays Bank. And then whilst I was there, I was at the ripe age of being asked, when are you getting married? When am I getting grandchildren? Then I said, not soon. So I enrolled myself for a master's. Now, the weird thing is that I actually originally wanted to be a clinical psychologist. That's what I wanted. But then I thought I was flaking out on my dream of being a doctor. But then even as I grew up, I always had people come up to me and share stuff about themselves. And I'm like, okay, you don't even know me. What are you telling me? I think that's way too much information. So I said, why don't I just get trained? Because this can actually be my natural calling and it's good to be qualified in it. So that's what I did. Then I ended up leaving the bank because there was a bit of restructuring and I needed time to study and do my practicals. So I left the bank, I joined a school, and that's when my administration, like you're saying, I'm the chief of everything for the conference. So that's when I learned I really enjoy administrative work and putting processes together and operations. I thrive under that kind of environment. So I did that for 8 years, still counseling and helping people out on the down low. And then in 2018, I decided to embark on a journey of finding out about my fertility. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to do any of the normal family planning methods. So I had to go natural because it was affecting my health. And that journey got me to becoming a fertility awareness and just sharing the information and realizing a lot of women are very ignorant on that. Fast forward to COVID, and I think I should call it the year of purpose because that's when everyone reevaluated themselves. And I met Ouma. And then I had started a business called Family Management Consultants. And I think you've interviewed me before on that. And then it's interesting that I went into the world of psychology, not realizing I had a psychological problem myself.
Mm-hmm.
So come 2021, I was diagnosed with major depressive, major depression. So major depressive disorder. And I had to take medications for it. And I remember my doctor telling me, it's interesting, physician, heal thyself. I looked at him and I said, I can't believe you've just used those words. But it has been like the best thing that has ever happened to me. A lot of psychologists and counselors are not for medication, but some of us need it. Some of us need that booster. And I've seen the difference in my life 2020 and 2021. And you, of course, have had front seats to my journey as an entrepreneur. So as in the evidence, the change is so tangible. So now I am an entrepreneur under the guidance of one Coach Ouma Duncan, and trying to stop surviving and start thriving in the world of business. So finding my way, and yeah, it's been one hell of a ride.
Yeah.
So that's how we are here.
I mean, that's amazing. And I just have to pause and comment that lady at the reception. I think she's the smartest woman I have heard of. Showing people the mug first. I think this is so important. Before you make a decision, oh, I want to be a doctor or a lawyer, have a feel of it, because you never know. Sometimes from afar, it looks fancy, or with their jackets and everything. But the reality, like, the minute you said that, Caroline, and I'm getting goosebumps now, I'm like, thank you, Jesus, that I didn't become a doctor. What? Me? Dead bodies? God knows that's my number one. No, I'm not confessing this one. No, publicly.
Yes,
no.
But, yes.
No.
I always see God's hand in it, because that was a very weird question to ask and a very weird set of instructions to give me. And the fact that I listened and just followed through, and I am usually unable to lie convincingly. So I had to do what she had said. I went through the whole place and went back and told her where was it. It was literally a small box I was supposed to tick. I happily ticked biochemistry, and I have never regretted doing my course.
Fantastic. So as you were speaking as well, you said that at a point you were diagnosed with, you mentioned something about depression.
Yeah.
Can you share a bit of that and how you got out of it?
So the thing is, I could blame part of it for being a firstborn, then being a Christian, then being a perfectionist. So I'm usually very, very hard on myself. But it became such, I think I've been depressed since I was 16. Wow. At least that's how far back I can tell. And even as I did my counseling, I started going for therapy in 2020, like many people, like consistent therapy. A lot of people went into therapy in 2020. And I remember we finished the sessions and concluded them well with my therapist, just in time for me to meet you. And she had taught me enough skills. Funny, she taught me enough skills to cope and manage. Because then now when you're the one on the other side, you can't heal yourself. In fact, you can't even remember the things you're supposed to be doing anyway. You need to be guided. So she taught me what I needed to do. And when I realized I could no longer do it, I literally picked up my phone and told her, I need help. I can't do this anymore. I can't. I am struggling. I am sinking. And I can see the signs. It's not bad, but I don't want it to get worse. So part of the things I noticed was I was fixated about my business and my business name. So I actually ended up going through the whole process of changing my business name from Family Management Consultants to Caroline Ouma Consulting. And I remember everyone asking me, why? And I'm like, I just think I need a change. And then I started a subset, the part that deals with families. I called it Managing Families. And everybody told me, Family Management Consultant and Managing Family is the same thing. I'm like, no, it is not. And it's funny now, but that's a sign of depression. Like you're fixated on certain things. Then I remember I lost the will to do anything. Anything, Amma, anything. Waking up was a task. Taking my children to school was a task. Shopping, I love shopping. I hated going for shopping. I'd get sick. Then the usual. I don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to take a shower. It was bad. My sisters literally used to come and drag me out of bed, go take a shower. And I'm very fastidious about my hygiene. So not taking a shower was actually a big deal. And then the struggling with addiction to alcohol. My family has that problem, and both sides, extended and whatnot. Many don't admit it. Very few have admitted it. So I started realizing I needed alcohol to be able to do something, function, to do. So I told my doctor, it's not that I'm drinking a lot, it's the thought that the drinking would help me that was the problem. I didn't like that train of thought. So I told him, I am here, do as you may. As in, I literally just humbled myself to that level. And then in the part of Christianity, there's that bit you're told to conquer your body, like St. Paul says, don't give in to laziness. But there's a part where it's not even laziness. You're just unable to do it. So even now, working with my spiritual director, is this laziness or are you feeling sick again? Is this laziness or are you getting sick again? So I told him, I'm starting to learn what is sickness and what is laziness. And I call myself out on it. So I'm getting slowly out of it. The medication helps a lot. I still go for therapy, talk therapy. And one of the things that I can say showed me the growth I have made was being in your mastermind. And I know you remember, we started, I think, in February, and every month I dutifully paid. Every month I dutifully attended all meetings. And every month I wrote out goals, the same goals. I would literally copy, paste every single month until July. Then you can see, I've put this, I've done this. So I've been growing slowly by slowly, and I'm so proud of myself. Up to where I've reached, I'm like, thank you, God, you're moving.
Yeah, you've really done well. Like, yes, and the growth has been, everybody saw it in the group, and we are all just celebrating you. You've done amazing. And thank you for sharing that you did therapy and the medication as well. And then, of course, being in a community with support, definitely.
And being prayed over. The number of times my accountability team prayed for me. Oh, my God. They prayed and prayed. As in, I saw the hand of God literally through those women. And I met them through you. So they've been powerful. So shout out to Sheila, Priscilla, and Inshira.
Yeah.
Those are my girls. Yes. They've been just the best.
To God be the glory. To God be the glory. Now, as you know, many of the women in our network, like yourself, they are wearing different hats, trying to be a mother, a wife, a career woman, run their own business, and dealing with all these other things. I mean, so many things that, we women, gosh. What advice do you have for a woman who is at a stage similar to where you were last year, where you couldn't even, for someone like you who cares about their personal hygiene and all, you couldn't even bring yourself to shower. What do you have to tell such a woman?
It's okay. Literally the cliche. It's okay not to be okay. Because sometimes we put so much on our shoulders until they are sagging. There's some stuff you have to let go of, and you have to honor your energy. You just have to honor your energy, always. So right now, there are things I say yes to, there are things I say no to. And I am okay with saying the no, because I know then it will deplete my energy from other things that are very important in my life. So I have actually I've been guarding jealously the things that I value. My family, my faith, my time to just wind down, and my business. So anything that's extra, any other load, I have just been gracefully saying no. So the power of the use of the word no. Yeah. Sorry, I think my internet is dancing, but I think
it wants to say, hey, shout out to me. I'm here in Kenya, but we still move.
Yes.
But thank you for sharing that. It's really okay not to be okay. And then, like you did, you sought help. And what's so profound is the fact that you are a professional in that field. And you acknowledge that hey, I need help. This is not about you being a guru. you acknowledged. And I also got to the point that as a coach, I was like, you know what, I need coaching. And this, like, it's not just business coaching, I needed mindset coaching. So I really, really hope this speaks to someone. It doesn't matter whether the whole world is hailing you for being the best expert in a field. If you need help, it's okay to seek it.
You need help. Yeah, it's okay to seek it. And there's no shame, there's no disgrace. It doesn't stop you being the fabulous woman that you are, but even every fabulous woman needs help at one time or the other. So just honor that and lean in and get help.
Now, I know you have some products with regards to parenting. Please tell us briefly, and you even have something coming up that we can benefit from. Tell us about it, please.
So I have two main ways I want to work with women, reproductive health and parenting. So those are the two things I'm focusing on. So next week, Thursday, that's 20th of January, I have a webinar for women to talk about their reproductive health. So I'm sharing a few of the tips, tricks, demystifying some of the myths, giving the facts on just like their cycles and whatnot. So quite a number of women have signed up. So I hope more and more will sign up. I am actually looking to do it every month, just a free webinar to just talk about this thing and educate more and more women. Secondly, through my podcast, today's African Mom podcast with Mrs. D. I am Mrs. D. And I give the story. I give the story as to why I am Mrs. D in the podcast. I talk about parenting as an African mom in today's world, the challenges that we have from our upbringing and just the way the world is just moving so fast. So from 28th of January, we're going to have a parenting challenge over WhatsApp. And there I'll share some information and then challenge parents to, like what you said, take your own time out. For me, it was a thing that was a game changer because I was at the point where I was honoring my strength, honoring my energy, and I could see we are diving into a point where we are going to start fighting, me and my children. So I used to ask them gracefully, you give me a few minutes to gather myself together. So they'd ask me, what does it mean to gather yourself together? I'm like, Mama is cross. Mama needs to stop being cross. So they'd say, are you cross with us? And I'm like, partly, but partly it's not your fault. So just give me time to calm down. So usually we call it Mama's cool down, calming down moment. So things like that. I'll share, challenge parents, and they can just over WhatsApp, some short videos, a bit of information, and just see if we can change the way we do our parenting, just slowly, and become better and better at it.
Fantastic. And I'm sure it will be wonderful. And I know I am not missing it. I know you will not allow me to miss it.
How am I
comfortable for that? Right. And I mean, I've really enjoyed this conversation, but I know that we talk all the time, so we just, and all we do is just talk. What do we talk about anyway?
I have no idea. We have so many video recordings of us guys talking. But every time I come out and reach, so I'm fine.
Yes, absolutely. I think that's the end goal, right? So before we end this conversation, I have a few short sentences or phrases I'm going to say, and then you complete it. Just what comes to your mind. The first one is, if I could advise my younger self in one short sentence, I would say,
Caroline, you are smart, you are beautiful, and you are a child of God, and He loves you completely. Yes.
Absolutely, completely. Like there's no loose ends, completely. I love that.
None whatsoever.
Yes. I am fabulous because
I can do anything I put my mind to, because God is the one who gives me the strength to do so.
Absolutely.
So anything I can do.
Absolutely. And then finally, one book that has greatly helped me in business is?
Hey, Amma. one book.
Yes, I know that's tough.
Can I say like two? Like 1.5?
Please feel free.
My exams. I cancelled and said not 1, 2. So I'll give you 2. We Should All Be Millionaires by Rachel Rogers. and Chillpreneur, and now it's going to be called Chill and Prosper by Denise Duffield Thomas. Spot on. Those books were the ones.
Yeah. You know, this morning as I was laying in my bed getting ready for work, this thought just came into my mind that, you know what, We Should All Be Millionaires is hands down the best book on money. Like it just dropped in my spirit because obviously I've read other books on money and I love Rich Dad, Poor Dad and all. But this one, the woman was, and you know, I use Audible. So it's like she was in my ear, like head talking and everything.
I think it's because she's Black. And then there's some nonsense as Black people. It's a very strong word, but there's some nonsense we convince ourselves otherwise. Oh my God, she disabuses you of any discussions you're having in your head because you're like, oh, but I just love the way she goes. Rachel, just God bless you wherever you are. Yeah,
she's amazing. That book is and you know, I was just thinking, you know what? We've read it several times in the Fabulous Women community, mastermind, and all, but we should probably do it again, and we should probably read it over and over again because there are some chapters, like there was the chapter on boundaries that I kept listening to over and over again. I can never get it.
Yeah, I think it should be something we do every single year.
Absolutely.
Because her lessons, wow, man, she's good. She's really good.
Yeah. All right, Caroline, before we let you go, how do we find you?
Best channel, obviously, is through my podcast. I release a weekly podcast. That's Today's African Mom podcast on most podcast platforms, Apple, Spotify, Anchor, etc. And then at Managing Families on Instagram. And then where else? You can reach out to us on LinkedIn, Caroline Ouma, or on our WhatsApp number, +254 783 534 041. So multiple channels.
Yes. Quite easy to find. Thank you. And thank God for the internet. You're all the way in Kenya, but people can reach you from Kazakhstan, Czechoslovakia, Uganda,
Russia, Iceland, New Zealand, and Ghana.
Oh my goodness, Caroline, it's always nice to talk to you. And I cannot wait to see you in March for our International Fabulous Women's Conference. Oh God.
Me either. This is our shout out to God. We are going to Ghana.
Oh yes, it's happening. And he's making it fabulous, just for his glory. All right, lady, thank you so much for making time, and say hi to everyone in Kenya and your adorable kids and sisters and husband and my family in Kenya. Say hi to everyone for me.
And say hi to my daddy and his two beautiful children.
Thank you.
It's been amazing, all of you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am feeling like light and happy, excited talking to Caroline. I mean, these are the sort of women in my mastermind groups. These are the women in our communities. It's just amazing. She's amazing. And I love talking with her. She's full of ideas and she's doing things, even when things are tough. I mean, you heard from her story, right? Let me know in the comments what spoke to you, what really got to your heart as you were listening to Caroline share her own story, you know, and the journey and the whole mortuary or the morgue experience. I thought that was beautiful, like epic. That's something we should all use, right? But anyway, Caroline is definitely coming to the International Fabulous Women's Conference in Kumasi, God willing, in March. So join us. In the caption, you'll find the link to check her out and, you know, reach out to her, especially if you need her help. Follow her, support what she's doing as well. And God willing, next week, same time, I'm coming your way again with another beautiful episode of Mind Your Business. Ta!